Hello there guys, and welcome back to Alternative Inverts. Today we are going to be looking at the OBT, or the orange bitey thing, or the Pterinochilus murinus. Now our OBT needs to be, well, it doesn't need to be, but I'm going to rehouse her. So she has been paired up with a mature male, and I'm hoping on an egg sac. Now the egg sac hasn't come as quick as I'd liked. I have been making sure that the conditions are correct, etc., with temperatures and stuff like that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to try and rehouse her. So I'm going to rip out her enclosure, I'm going to put her back into the same enclosure, but with just different substrate, etc., because this, I have found, helps trigger different tarantulas to drop their egg sac a little bit quicker. It worked with two of our others and we had egg sacs and they were successful. So we're going to try it, and at the same time we're going to have a close-up look at this beautiful, beautiful spider. Let's jump straight in. I don't want to mess around here. Let's get a look at the OBT, and I hope you enjoy the video, guys. So here we've got our current enclosure, and as you can see, she was paired on the 9th of September this year. October, November, and we're now in December, so we're looking nearly around the 3-month mark. Now I believe normally they would drop an egg sac roughly after around 2 months, but we'll try and just help push her along by rehousing her, getting her out of this enclosure, cleaning it all out and putting her back in again. So I know that the girl is down at the back. She's looking a little bit chunky, and this is gonna be very, very awkward because I know what OBTs are like, as I'm sure so do you. Right, so there we go. We've got the OBT out. She's absolutely stunning. She's looking quite chunky now. She's not eating. You know, I think she could drop soon. But there she is. Now what we need to do, get this enclosure empty, get it reset back up, and we'll get the girl back in, set her up in a nice new enclosure, which hopefully will allow us to get an egg sac from her. And also we want to do it so we can try and get the egg sac so it's quite easy to pull the So it's a bad time. Getting close-up footage, as you probably saw, and then I've noticed this. Now, I thought it could have been, I left the camera on to see if I could see any movement. Couldn't see any movement, so I thought, maybe it's not mites, maybe it's just something off the substrate, whatever, or it's something, you know, whatever. Apparently the parasitic mites don't move so much, whereas the grey mites are the ones that you'll see moving. So now this means, luckily it's a new setup, so I know that enclosure isn't going to be crawling with them. I've just set that up. However, what I've got to do is get those mites off her, which, as you've seen, she ain't the most cooperative of spiders. But it needs to be done. So, yeah. Basically, got to try and do it with Vaseline and a cotton bud. And then I need to check all of the other spiders on my shelf, just in case they have spread into any other enclosures. I'm hoping not. I've got to do a Sauropagopus Schmitty, adult female again, so that's not going to be fun to try and check her. I've got to do a Orthodoctonus Utoi Thani. That ain't going to be fun. I've got to do a Chilobrachys. Which Chilobrachys is it? Cairn Kraken. That ain't going to be fun. So there's loads that I need to be checking. It's not going to be easy to check them. It's going to prove quite pissing difficult, if I'm honest. But it needs to be done because I don't want it to spread through to the rest of the collection, which I suppose is a possibility. But luckily everything's not long been... I've been going through rehousing everything. I've been getting good close-up footage of a lot of my spiders. Some spiders that have just molted, etc. And I've not seen anything as of yet. I noticed it as soon as I zoomed in around a sort of like around a fang area, whereas I've done that with all the others and I've not seen anything. But I am going to be going back, checking more footage as well as trying to get as best look as I can with them in front of me. I'll check everything that's closer to her. If there's nothing there, then in theory there's going to be nothing for everything that's far away, if that makes sense. If I check like the 5 enclosures around her and underneath her and we're safe, then we're safe, I think. Fingers crossed. Dear, this is going to prove difficult. I will cut back once I've finished this and give you an update. If I've managed to get them all off, we'll show you that we've got them all off. I'll explain sort of how I did it, how it went, and we'll get a little bit more footage of the girl. But I just don't think it's safe to be doing it whilst recording. So, wish me luck, and we'll update you shortly.